You can see just the devastation around me. I'll take a step out of your way. All of this, once the contents of a home, we'll zoom in on that home. This issue was raised at a recent commission meeting where one commissioner questioned why staff haven't been moved out of this building. The mayor had this to say. He tells me this is a hit on the entire community, saying she feels Fort Pierce is moving in the right direction, but violence like this impacts everyone. Now he tells me he grew up here in Riviera Beach and would have never thought he'd be in the hospital with a gunshot wound at 65 years old. Well, we're told 2 deputies were responding to a burglary in progress nearby. Now, as they were coming up on this railroad crossing, the arms started going down. The first deputy made it through, but the second one got stuck and his car was then hit by a freight train.
We bury one of the officers who was shot 10 days ago.
Exactly, Felicia. We were standing in this exact spot just roughly 10 days ago, and now it's the Port St. Lucie police chief telling us this is a day all law enforcement dread. The chief tells us as officers approached the home, Sergeant Eric Levasseur was in front as the suspect peered around the garage door and shot the sergeant twice in the face. This is the second incident we've covered this year involving a child at this specific daycare after an employee was accused of abusing a child back in January. Now, in this most recent case, the police report shows Rosado denied the accusation. This house here behind me is where officials say they found the victim lying on the floor, brutally beaten, calling this a violent attack and a bloody scene. Back in 2020, while I was in college in Chicago, I wrote a story about sending 50 letters to inmates on death row. Daniel Troya was one of them. He responded to my letter roughly 14 years after committing his heinous crime. 2 young girls were kidnapped by a man they met online. Now that's according to officials here in Martin County. Rachael Perry here with WPBF 25 News. According to the Martin County Sheriff, the 2 girls are sisters, just 12 and 15 years old from Indiantown, and the suspect is a 19-year-old from Omaha, Nebraska. You can see the tire tracks behind me that lead all the way down this way to this canal where the Jeep was found upside down. Now, the man who found the family of 4 tells me he was just in the right place at the right time. Exactly 1 week ago, a Florida man jumped into a canal to save a mother and her 3 children. For the very first time since that dramatic rescue, they're meeting face to face. Rachael Perry here with WPBF 25 News. I had a chance to talk with both of them on that emotional hospital reunion. Dramatic video tonight of a canine to the rescue after a boy with special needs was reported missing. Rachael Perry here with WPBF 25 News. You're going to want to see this video. Police are investigating a homicide inside this Barnes & Noble in Palm Beach Gardens. Rachael Perry here with WPBF 25 News. We're told this happened Monday night when a woman was stabbed inside the store. According to court records and Nia's former caretakers, DCF had removed Nia and her siblings from their mother's home at least twice. But I'm told despite abuse allegations and hospital visits, both times their mother was able to regain custody. Summarized in dates and injuries is the medical history for Nia Williams, a 7-year-old girl with dreams of being a police officer one day. But in April, police say Nia died at the hospital from blunt force trauma to her abdomen. Her death was ruled a homicide and her mother, Nakisha Williams, was arrested.
We reported injuries. We reported verbal abuse.
Rebecca Finley and Whitney Walker were given custody of Nia and her siblings in the years the Department of Children and Families removed them from their mother's care. Despite Nia being hospitalized for broken bones, burns, and a laceration to her head, Nakisha was able to get custody back of her children.
We always warn them, like, please get the kids before something happens, but we never thought it to be true. We never thought she would really do it. And she really did.
Court records show Nia's sister told police she saw her mother stomping on Nia's stomach, saying she would use a metal pipe, mop, belt, and heels to punish them. Police also interviewed Nia's teacher, who said she showed up in dirty clothes and had missed 50 days of school just this year. The Friday before her death, the teacher claims Nia couldn't keep her head up, she threw up, and was complaining of severe stomach pain. According to police, the school nurse said she couldn't examine Nia because her mother didn't sign a consent form. Nia died 3 days later.
If she's not coming around, if you're not seeing the children, something is wrong. If she's not coming to school, something is wrong.
Finley tells us she filed a report with DCF just weeks before Nia's death, telling them she feared for the children's safety, now saying she feels the system failed Nia. We reached out to DCF but have yet to hear back. I also asked the school district if the teacher or nurse had reported their concerns to police, but the district said they could not comment. We're going to continue pushing for answers on this story, but for now, in Riviera Beach, Rachael Perry, WPPF 25 News. What if it all stopped? Here at Barber's Edge on Sundays, sensory is top of mind.
Hey, Bentley. What's up, bud?
Joe Alfano owns the shop.
Sensory, the vibration is very severe for them. You know, you kind of hear things, families talking about being rejected, going to different barbershops or even salons, restaurants. So I kind of got tired of it.
Don't leave me hanging, man.
Here I take on the most challenging, children that are on the spectrum, nonverbal and very, very active. So it's kind of difficult to cut their hair.
Bentley is just one of his clients.
Bentley was diagnosed when he was 2 with autism. Before we found Joe, we were cutting his hair mostly at home. It was kind of traumatic for him and for us, I think, where we would kind of just have to corner him in the bathroom and get his hair cut.
For Bentley, the world can be loud and sitting still isn't easy.
He's cut his hair at the cash register. He's cut his hair back at the arcade machine. He's cut his hair right here on the bench.
Sometimes I'll catch him here, but yeah, he's on the move today.
What makes this even more special is these haircuts are free, and Joe tells me while the goal has always been to help the families, he's found these Sundays have been just as rewarding for him.
Growing up, I wasn't a nice kid. I used to pick on people, this and that, but as I got older, you realize it wasn't the right thing to do. Now I have a lot of compassion for these little guys.
Even on the hard days, Joe says it's worth it.
I tell the families, I said, I know your child's a big responsibility, so when they come here, they become my responsibility. And I try not to take it in, but I wait till the families leave, and then I'll break down and have to clean up before the next family comes, but it's tough.
In Jupiter, Rachael Perry, WPPF 25 News.